population standard deviation is unknown. In other words, what you know is sample standard deviation. And then B, sample must be from a simple random sample. Sample must be from a simple random sample. And sample size must be greater than 30, or must be less than 30. Must be less than 30. Anyway, well, sometimes, even if sample size is greater than 30, and you still don't know the population standard deviation, you must use the t-distribution. So these are the conditions for t-distribution. When sample size is greater than 30 and population standard deviation is unknown, it's a candidate for confidence interval, t-confidence interval. Also, what are the conditions for proportion? We started proportion last week. For me to convert from binomial to normal, the variance of that data, NPQ, must be greater than or equal to 10, and the sample must be less than 5% of the population. Sample must be less than 5% of population. And then sample must be from a simple random sample. So the most important, the two important rules here is that the variance, NPQ, must be greater than, and sample size must be less than 5% of population. Okay, so 3, we already did number 3 before. Whenever I'm given the lower bound and upper bound, I can always find the margin of error. I'm told to find the point estimate right here, and this is a proportion question, and then find the margin of error. All right. Okay, so let's get a raw data. This one we did last class, but we want to do it again because we did not record it, but we're going to record it now. So construct confidence intervals of pennies minted from 1982 to, well, in 1982. All right, giving us the estimate of the mean doesn't make sense here. All right, so what I'm going to do is put this data in my calculator. This is a raw data. I can count it. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So 17 is less than 30. So sample size is less than 30. Condition number 1 for T. And population standard deviation is not given to me. So it failed the 2 conditions. I cannot use Z. I have to use t-test. So t-confidence interval is what I'm going to do. And I'm given a raw data. So I have to put the data in the calculator right now. So I'm going to put the data in my calculator, L1. So I will just edit my L1. It's still here though from last class. It's still here. So let me make sure that I have a count of 17. So the count is 17. Oh, that's good. The data is still here. So now I'm about to do confidence interval. Okay, so I go to STAT and I'll arrow to test, and it's asking me, what do you want to do? And I want to do T confidence interval. Why am I doing T confidence interval? Because the sample size is less than 30. The sample size is less than 30. So T interval is number 8. I select number 8. And it's asking me, what do you have? I have data this time. I have a raw data. So I'll select raw data. And it's asking me, where is the raw data? The raw data is in my L1. Do you have frequency? No, I don't have frequency. It's not a group data. And then I'm told to find a 99% confidence interval. So I got to tell my calculator, this is a 99% confidence interval. So I'm going to calculate. So what is 99% confidence interval? One thing you need to know is that even though this is a raw data, you can do it outright with your calculator. You can do it with your calculator because your calculator actually understands raw data. Calculator understands raw data. So the estimate lies from the lower bound is 2.45, 2.48, 2.48, and the sample mean or the point, well, given to me, but I can find it. Point estimate is 2.46, 2.46. So I can find the margin of, so the margin of error is actually 2.48 minus 2.46, and that margin of error 2. Therefore, %, 82. Therefore, 99, 1980, and upper bound 2.48. I can the mean of the coins made in 1982 or minus 0.082. So 98 lies between actually. Any question? Let me see if you have any questions. So we are concluding. We concluded with distribution today, so that next class we start hypothesis testing. Next class will be Wednesday, not Monday. Our test will be on next week. We will, and then all the time we have now will be hypothesis testing and review. Unit 4 review is in Blackboard.